Hello. How are you guys? Okay, you are gonna love this. I have put this vlog off all day long. Okay, seriously, I have put it off all day long, and I have filmed like 9 videos, taken PP to the kennel, talked to Liliana and Carlos about our house, did laundry, packed my bags, went to Target. What else did I do? Went and got a fountain Coke with Tanya, got money, had a meeting this morning, got about 5.5 hours of sleep earlier, like this morning. Somebody texted me. And waited all day, and I was like, when I get it done, I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna do my vlog, I'm not gonna do for very long, and then I'm gonna come home, and I'm gonna upload it, and then I'm gonna lay down for a couple hours, and get up, because I can never sleep the night before I go on vacation anyway. So we have to leave our house at 4 a.m., okay? And it is right now 12:58. I just got everything done that I needed to get done. And I got out here. I had the camera in my car for like the last 3 hours, and I had it turned on, and I got out here, and now my battery is dead. It's on yellow. So it's like the yellow with the line through it. So I don't know if it'll jump back up to 21%. Sometimes it does that. Sometimes it just goes dead. I have no idea. But I'm going to film this until it stops, I guess. Alex is like, how long are you going to vlog? I was like, listen, I have not been able to relax at all today. Oh, I did go get a pedicure, though. And that was relaxing. And I paid, and I got the extra money so I could get, like, well, I was going to pay to get the extra money. Or I was going to pay the extra money, but she didn't charge me any extra. And she did the scrub on my legs, and she did the hot stones and everything. And it came to like $32, and I was like, that's cheap. This other place that Tanya and I go to, sometimes it's like $38, and that's just for a real basic pedicure. So I was like, all right, I'll take it. And not only that, but Indianapolis is in the middle of a snowstorm right now, which is real hot to try it. And it's just been... the day, I hate the day before I go on vacation because I'm so excited, but at the same time, I have like such anxiety over like making sure I have everything, getting everything done, yada, 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 that I like just don't even enjoy the last day, you know? And, Alex worked real late tonight. He worked till like 8:30, and then he came home and he finished packing, and, then he's been on the couch. He's like watching Real Housewives of, Orange County, no, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills right now, and right before that he watched Real Housewives of Atlanta. And he's like, you're gonna be so tired. I was like, I'm fine, I'll sleep on the plane, or I'll sleep as soon as we check into the hotel. I'll be fine. I can take a nap tomorrow night. I'll be okay. I had kind of a panic moment when I was packing because I had all of this stuff. I always overpack. It doesn't matter what I take way too much. And I had all this stuff that I wanted to take, and I just was like, this is ridiculous. I have way too much stuff. Like, I don't need all this stuff. And but like, I needed like different outfits and different shoes for different things. Like, I knew that Alex wanted to go to like a club one night, and so I was like, okay, so I need an outfit for that. And then I knew that like going out to dinner and stuff, I wanted to look nice, so I had to have different outfits for that. And I'm just like, I hope I have enough stuff. I have like 20 t-shirts, and yeah, but I got it all to fit. I got it all to fit better than it usually does. I was kind of surprised. Because see, here's the problem, is I pack a fan. I was going to actually do like my packing video on here tonight, and had I planned a little bit better, that would have happened, but I didn't get it done. Oh, I trimmed my beard too. Can you tell? But what was I going to say? I don't know. What was I talking about? Oh, I was going to do like a video like showing all the clothes because I bought a bunch of clothes at Target today, because I just want comfortable stuff to wear when I go there. I don't want to be like stressed out about stuff not fitting, because I'm so huge right now, which, whatever, it is what it is. I'm still going to have a great time. And so I was like making sure that all this stuff would fit. Oh, I gotta bring another pair of sunglasses. That's something I have to do. And, I need to just take some cheapies with me, is what. See, this is where I start getting panicky because I'm like, okay, what did I forget? What did I didn't? But like, I needed to leave the house for a little bit because I was just like, I kept on like just looking at this stuff, looking at this stuff, looking at this stuff. I was like, oh my God, like, there's no end. Take a shirt out, put a pair of shorts in. Do you guys do that? Like, it drives me crazy. So I was like, Peter, just go and you will enjoy your evening and relax a little bit, come home, finish it up as long as you have your money, your ticket to Ultra, your medicine, and a bathing suit, you're fine. Anything else, you can get there that you need. Do you guys think that way? That's how I think. I do need to stop and get gas though here in a little bit, so I'm not like in a hurry on the way to the airport. Oh, this is the other thing. So we were supposed to fly through LaGuardia. I'm not really sure why they had us fly from Indianapolis to New York and New York to Miami. I think I picked that flight because it was cheaper. It was like the cheapest one that you could pick. But I ended up, but we got this like weather like announcement thing today saying because of all the bad snow they're supposed to be having in New York City or New York State and the East Coast, that like flights may be delayed or not even leaving out of there. So Alex thankfully called because they did like a weather waiver, so you could like change your flight if there was one that was available and you didn't have to pay any extra for it. And so we did that, and so now we're flying through Atlanta, which is better because we leave at we would be getting there at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and now we're leaving at 6 o'clock and we get there at 10:30, which is perfect as far as I'm concerned. And we have a layover for an hour in Atlanta, which if you've ever been at the Atlanta airport, it's basically you're gonna have to be walking from, you know, one place to the next anyway. So I'm like, this is perfect. So I can just relax, and 3 hours we'll be there. Then we'll probably go get something to eat at Doji's, our favorite restaurant. I'm kind of resigned to the fact now that I'm not going to sleep tonight. Like, you know, and I'm not, like, I don't have a problem with that, like, because I know that I'll be able to take a nap when I get there tomorrow. I'll be able to nap on the plane and stuff like that. So it'll be cool. It'll be cool beans. God, as long as I don't have to sit in the middle seat. I hate that. We always, like, try to get the end seats. Like, I'm on an end and he's on an end. We always try to do that. Do you guys have, like, are there special seats that you guys care to sit on? Like, if you're a couple, do you like to be, like, window and, like, aisle and, like, nobody in between? That's, like, perfection, right? But, like, it's really hard to do that because you can't pre-pick your tickets and stuff like that. Back in the day, that when Alex and I flew a lot, like, we went to Vegas and stuff, like, we would, like, sometimes, like, for our wedding, we upgraded to first class. But I don't remember it being a whole lot. I remember it being like $100 or something like that. Like a ticket both ways. Or maybe it was just one way. I can't remember. Well, it was snowing harder. It kind of stopped. Fine by me. I don't want to deal with any snow flying out. Just want it to be easy breezy. Easy breezy cover girl. So how have you guys been? I have had like the craziest day ever. I had to get all of PP's stuff ready, and then I had to write it down on all these special notes, like he can't eat certain treats and all this kind of stuff. And it was so cute because I took him back, like, the girl that's, like, runs Tanya's kennel, like, when I went in there. And he did not want to go today. I said, come on, Pee-Pee. And he, like, ran up the stairs, and I had to go get him. And, he just looked so sad. I said, say goodbye to your babies, because that's what I call Boo and Tucker, as babies. And he just kind of looked at me real sad. I said, you're gonna have a good time, honey. And so she like brought a blanket back and she like put it on the floor for him to like just lay on in Tanya's office. It was so sweet. He just kind of looked up at me like, Dad, are you leaving? I was so sad. I miss my dogs like 5 minutes after I leave them, you know? And when I left Pee-Pee today, it was like, oh, Pee-Pee, I want to take you with me. But he'll have a good time. Tanya's gonna like let him out in the yard every day, like where she has like the day boarding dogs, so there's only like 20 dogs out there, and he can stay out there as much as he wants, and he can run around and play, and he can just, you know, sit in the sun. He loves to sit in the sun. That's like one of his most favorite things to do is like sunbathe. In the bathroom, like when we're getting ready, we have like a skylight in our bathroom, and sometimes he like sits in this, like if the sun's coming through in the summer, he like sits in the, like on a towel on the floor, or like the shower mat, you know, or not shower mat, but you know what I'm talking about, like when you step out of the shower, and he'll like lay on that and just look up at the sun. He loves the feeling of the sun on him. Dogs are so sweet. I can't believe that we're getting snow the day that we're leaving. This is so crazy. I feel like it kind of does always do this though. That it like snows right before you leave. Oh my Lord. It's going to be so funny because this vlog is just going to cut off like out of nowhere. I can't believe what am I at? 11 minutes and 30 seconds and it hasn't cut off yet. It's been on that yellow bar forever. Does that mean like there's like a secret reserve, or does that mean it's just like low, or what does that mean? That it goes down to like 1% and then there's nothing else? How does that work? Do y'all know? Tell me your secrets if you know. Do you remember playing that as a kid when you were a little kid? Tell me your secrets. What are your secrets? Secrets keep us sick. Got a secret, got a secret. Did you guys watch Pretty Little Liars? I tried to watch that show, but I could not keep up with the twists and turns. It was too much for me. It was like an emotional roller coaster, that show. But I did kind of like it. I thought that girl, that main girl, was pretty, but I thought she had kind of like a weird shaped head though sometimes. Did she end up being on that Red Band Society? That wasn't her, was it? It was a different girl. Was that like her little sister or something? They looked awfully a lot alike. I love that Red Band Society. Every show I ever watch gets canceled. True story. I was talking about that on here the other day. This house right here is so massive that they built, and I am not sure if it's like a country club or it's like a house. Like, you can't really tell by looking at it. It's weird. Got my books all picked out that I'm going to take on my trip. And I'm taking The Perfect Husband by Leanne Moriarty. And then I'm taking The Deep by Nick Cutter. Those are the two books that I'm going to take. Yeah. And I hope they're good, because I am ready to read and relax and enjoy my vacation. My dad used to always call it a vacay, and then like on the last day, he would like, if I was on a vacation or if we were on a vacation together, he would say, he'd either text me or like if we were together, he would just say it. He'd go, your vacay is late, and that would mean that the vacation was over. My dad used to always do this thing too, and it started in Chicago because the bridge that goes into Chicago from whatever that is that you take into from Indianapolis, I don't know, 65 North or whatever it is, that toll road. He would go, you go into this huge bridge and it kind of goes down and weaves around, and he would go, Bridge of Death. I've shared that on here before, I think. I shared it on here when I drove to Chicago, because I like actually filmed myself going over the Bridge of Death. That vlog is out there somewhere. I think it might be on BookTube. I think I vlogged that long before I had my other 3 channels. I think I vlogged that on my, oh my God, that is so funny. I just remembered that. That was such a fun weekend. Like, Alex had a work weekend in Chicago, so I went up there and met him up there. He went on like a Wednesday, and I went up there on like a Friday and met him, and his boss was so nice. She put us up at the Ritz-Carlton and everything. And we had such a great time. And we went to this really fun restaurant. If you're ever in Chicago, it's called The National. I think that's what it's called. And they had like salsa dancing and the food was great. And it was like empanadas and like tapas and stuff like that. So anyway, but I had to drive over that bridge. I don't like driving into big cities by myself. Definitely. With somebody else, I'm a little bit better, but I just don't like it. This is where it's weird. Like, when you get older, like, you start realizing that you're turning into your parents a little bit. You know, like, I notice qualities of each of my parents that I'm getting as I get older. Like, with my mom, like, she started getting night blind, and then it would make her nervous, and she wouldn't want to drive at night. Like, I love to drive at night, and I'll never stop, but I'm starting to notice a little bit that I'm having a little bit of night blindness, which, you know, you can correct some of that stuff today, so it's not as bad as it was, like, when my mom was younger. But the other thing is that, like, she would be, like, afraid to drive into big cities. Hell, my mom wouldn't even drive on, like, a highway here in Indianapolis. Not an interstate. That was never. She was going to do no interstate. Highways, she didn't like. So she would take all side roads. And, but I remember that, like, she was scared of driving into big cities. She just wouldn't do it. And when she was younger, it didn't scare her. And so, like, that was something that happened to her as she got older. And, like, I so relate to that because, like, as I got older, I mean, like, when I was younger, I could care less drive into a big city. It didn't bother me. I did it all the time. But as I get older, I don't like it. Oh, my God, those bridges that when you go into Louisville, I'm like this. I don't like it. Makes me really, really nervous. And now, because Alex knows the Bridge of Death story and he thinks it's so funny, he always goes, Bridge of Death, whenever we cross the bridge. Well, of course, why wouldn't he, you know? Want to make Peter nervous? Do the Bridge of Death. So anyway, yeah. And like with my dad, like my dad is like, he just doesn't let stuff bother him. Like, he doesn't get, like, he used to always tell me, don't be like your mom, pick your battles, not everything has to be a fight. And when I was younger, I was, like, such a verbal fighter, like, everything was, like, I would, like, if we were going to have a discussion, we were going to have a discussion and you were going to hear my point, you know what I mean? And I'm talking about, like, in my early 20s, I haven't been like that in a long time. But I have so mellowed out the older I've gotten, I just don't have the fight in me anymore, you know? Like, a lot of you that are my age, you'll relate to what I'm saying. It's just, like, shit that was important to you when you were 20 just isn't the same, have the same importance. Some of it does, but not all of it. You know, it's like, when I was in my early 20s, I was going to like Earth Day festivals and, you know, candlelight vigils for Desert Storm and all this kind of stuff, you know, ACT UP and all that for, you know, like, gay rights and, you know, AIDS patients' rights and all that. I mean, I did it all, right? And I remember at one point, like, I had this realization. I was like, you can't save the world. You know, like, you can't, like, you're doing a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Is it really more about, like, what you feel like you're communicating to other people? Or do you really feel equally as strong about all of these things? Or would it be better if you just devoted a lot of time to one of these things? And that's what I ended up doing, you know? And then that ended up being gay rights when I was younger. And then that merged into... Like now, I would say, you know, if there's one thing that I feel really strongly about and talking about, it's the education of addiction and, you know, the lack of treatment in our country and the lack of acknowledgement of mental health issues or treatment for mental health issues and addiction in our country. Like, that's like a thing. I mean, I'm like not a Miss America pageant person, but if I was, that would be my platform. You know what I mean? Like, that's something that I feel very strongly about. And, but I think also because I have a personal connection to that. And I don't think you can fight everything. You know, there was a day that I was like, I don't know, it's like, I joked in my video today about social justice warriors. And like, honestly, it gets on my nerves sometimes because I'm just like, it's just not, everything is just not that deep, okay? It just really isn't. Like, let's just not fight the good fight about everything, you know? And like, sometimes people don't know how to approach me when they like are upset about something they say or they didn't understand. They like come at me and they're like, you know, you need to know about blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, first of all, don't come at me that way, okay? I remain teachable in all situations. If there's something I don't know or there's something that I said that I didn't know what I was saying, I will own it all day long. Thank you for educating me. And then I go on, you know, it's just not that deep. But man, some of these, I mean, and I know that, like, there are people out there that are very strongly convicted, but some of these, I just feel like, how do you just keep track of all of this stuff? Like, it's just too much, you know? Like, aren't you emotionally tired from having to fight people all the time about what you feel and what you believe? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it just has got to be exhausting at some point. And so, like, I don't get it. But I was like that when I was younger, you know? Like, I mean, I could be at dinner with my relatives and somebody would say something and I'd be like, well, what you don't know is that this, you know, it says that the statistics are and blah, 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 whatever. And they just look at me like, what are you, like, we're having Thanksgiving dinner. Like, why are we fighting about this, you know? And, I just don't have it in me anymore. It's just not that deep. But I do get that passion, you know, of when people are younger. I think it is a thing when you're younger or when you've gone through it personally that you feel things stronger than that. Like, I really, really believe that. Like, you know, that you have that passion more lit inside of you when you're younger. You know what I mean? Like, and then I think as you get older, you mellow out and the things that you want in your life are different and they change. And it's like, I can't change the world, you know? And God, I wish I could, but maybe the world needs to go on its own axis and things need to happen the way they are. Like, I don't know that I need to, maybe my thinking isn't always right. And then, like, you know, like, have you ever changed your opinion or your mind, like, drastically about something? Like, I mean, drastically, you know? I'm trying to think of a topic that wouldn't be too sensitive to talk about on here that my opinion has changed about. Well, I guess religion. You know, like, I just didn't really, back in the day, love people harping down my throat about religion, and I still don't. I don't love it. But when people approach me and they're like, you know, God says this or whatever, I'm just like, oh, okay, like, yeah, that's great. Because your God says that, right? But my God says something different to me, maybe, or whatever my belief system is. But I totally respect the fact that you believe that, and I respect the fact that you have a right to believe that. Oh, no, 20 years ago, I would have fought that all day long. I've been like, you know, there's no point to it. There just is no point to it. And people have a right to their opinion and they have a right to their beliefs as long as their opinions and beliefs don't hurt anybody else. That's where I draw the line, is when an opinion or a belief hurts somebody, you know? But I think as you get older and you've gone through some shit, it's just like life becomes a little bit more simple, don't you think? Like, you just don't want to, like, fight all of the things anymore. It's just like, at some point, it's like, I just want to kind of, like, enjoy my life. I want to, like, enjoy the simple things. I want to be grateful for the fact that I'm not living in tragedy. And the reality is, for most of us, let's be fair, okay, do not live in tragedy on a daily basis. We have a lot to be grateful for, and we should. And so it's like, you know, but then you have to ask yourself too, like, well, what are you contributing to the world? What are you doing to make the world a better place? Because it's twofold. I mean, you have to do that too. I mean, I feel like we all have a purpose to contribute to the world in a positive way, you know? If we don't, then what the hell are we doing? You know, what's the point? You know, it's not about all that, but then you also have to know your limitations. And I guess that's really what I'm talking about, is knowing my limitations. You know, knowing that, like, I'm not going to change everything. I'm not going to change the world. And I don't know that I even want to if I could, you know? It's like, things that I felt so strong about, I, like, look back on in retrospect and I'm like, if everybody that I wanted in my life had listened exactly to what I said and believed what I said, like, would it be different today? Would I feel more accomplished? Was it really that important to me to begin with? So then I think then that what that asks me as I get older are, Peter, what are your convictions? What are things that you really, really believe in? You know, I was talking to a friend of mine today on the phone, and he said to me, we were talking about integrity, and I am a firm believer in integrity, and I got that from my father. You know, and my friend said, he quoted what I've said that my dad says, you know, and that is that once you give your integrity away, you can never get it back. You know, once you show people who you are, they believe you at some point. You know, you've shown your true colors. And my integrity is too important to me. I've worked too hard for it, you know? The reality is that we don't grow into a world, you know, like, when I was working with teenagers back in the day, they would say, I don't give trust until somebody trusts me, or until they give me trust first. And I'd be like, that's cool, I'll give you trust. I'll trust you first. I don't have anything, you know, or they'd say, I don't show people respect until they show me respect first. And I'd be like, okay. And these were kids that had been raised their entire lives that they had to come to the world with fists raised, because the world can be a cruel place, you know? And it makes me sad that a lot of kids are raised in that environment, you know? A lot of my friends were raised that way. But I don't have a problem with giving people respect and trust first, you know? I just don't. The only thing I'm going to gain out of that is a relationship in the end, you know? But it's like respect, integrity, trust, you know, those honesty, those things are pillars of importance to me today. Those are my convictions. Compassion, kindness, love, patience, tolerance, those are my convictions today. Because everything falls underneath that. Like everything. Whatever the situation is, whatever the political issue is, whatever the religious topic is, whatever it is, okay, that you throw at me, if I handle that with compassion, love, kindness, tolerance, patience, honesty, you know, integrity, those kinds of things, I'm never going to be wrong. Like, I mean, because I'm going to meet that person where they're at. And wouldn't that be so wonderful if in this world we met people where they were at instead of we met them where we think they should be at? And I think that's what's wrong a lot with the world, you know, is, I mean, I can't tell you how many people have come to me, you know, back in the day before marriage was legalized, and they would laugh at, like, you know, when I would say my husband, they go, well, you're not really married though, are you? Well, see, that's that person meeting me where they think I should be at. No, to me, he was my husband, and he is my husband, you know? So they're meeting me where they think I should be, not where I actually am. To meet somebody with kindness, compassion, and love in your heart is if they say to you, when there's no marriage legalization, you know, like, oh, my husband, and you go, oh, wow, how long have you been married? Okay? Or if you don't agree in marriage equality or same-sex marriage, just don't say anything at all. Because at some points, it becomes a personal issue. And a lot of times, you know, with really things that you know, these are the things that most of us don't talk about on YouTube channels, like, you know, the political issues or religious issues and things like that, is because for every issue out there, there's 100,000 different points of view. And 80% of those points of view are personal. They're points of view that are based on what people have gone through in their life. The other 20% are people that just are fucking social justice warriors. Sorry, but they are. And they want to fight everything, you know? And I'm like, it's just not that deep. Let people have their personal opinions based on their personal experiences. When we try to take away somebody's personal experience, that's painful, you know? When people come to me and they tell me what we should be doing with you know, how long a treatment program should be or whatever, and I'm like, okay, but I'm basing my experience on my personal experience of what I know, based on what I went through and what I didn't get or what I did receive, you know, and friends of mine that have made it and friends of mine that haven't, and friends of mine that have died and friends of mine that have died, you know, and hundreds of people that I've known that have died from addiction that didn't get the appropriate treatment that they needed. That's where I base my experience. So when you're coming to me and you're saying, no, you're wrong, what you're saying is, I don't agree and I want to take away your personal experience. That's not fair to me. And that's not fair to you. And you guys shouldn't allow anybody to do that to you, you know? And so when I'm talking to somebody, whether it's about a political issue, a religious issue, or whatever, you know, which I think would be interesting to you guys, I think that you would find that my opinions are maybe not exactly what you would expect, always. But when I'm talking to somebody about that, you know, I try to meet them where their personal experience is, and then I always start off my talking about it as, well, based on my personal experience, and that's all I have. You know, and then if I realize that I'm going into an ignorant area that I don't know what I'm talking about, I say, hey, listen, I don't obviously know as much about this as you do. Could you educate me? You obviously seem to have some personal experience with this. And why can't we not have discussions about that? Why do we always have to be right, you know? Like my old sponsor used to always say to me, I'd rather be happy than right. This vlog went into a real weird direction tonight, didn't it? It's weird that my battery has been dead, but it's still going and going and going and going and going. And I'm almost at 30 minutes. Can you believe it even? I don't don't know. I mean, like, I don't have it all figured out, obviously, but I do know that it's easier to talk to somebody with kindness in your heart and compassion in your heart than anger in your heart. And it's been something that it's been a learning experience. I mean, it's not something that came to me naturally. I had to learn it over time, you know, that, like, I wanted to get along with people. So, okay, well, I'm right almost at 30 minutes, so I'm gonna let the camera cool down, see if the battery pops back up a little bit, and then I will be back. All right? See you guys in a little bit. Okay, I had to get gas. And now I'm gonna head home, and so whatever amount of time it takes me to get home is how much longer I'm gonna vlog. I just got really, really tired. I seriously cannot believe that this video didn't stop. It's crazy. I thought for sure it would stop by now. Well, I got a little bit longer than of a vlog than I thought that I would. Oh my god, it's snowing like crazy. Do you guys want to see this? Look at this. Well, I don't know if you can see now, but hold on. Can you see? Look at that snow. Isn't that so crazy? Look at that. Welcome to Indiana in March. It's almost April. You know what they say? April showers bring May flowers. What do April snow? What do March snow? It's sticking too. Oh my god. What do March snow showers bring? April tulips. I mean, we're like almost at Easter. Has it ever snowed on Easter? I think it has snowed on Easter before. Oh, I'm like totally in the dark. That's not new for me. I'm usually in the dark about things. Oh. I'm like, the really weird thing is that my body is totally alert, but my eyes are really tired. And I think it's because I took my contacts out and I put my glasses, used my glasses. I think that's why. But I'm not going to stress out about it because when I get home, I'm going to upload this and render it so it's ready to put up tomorrow. And then I'm going to lay down for an hour, and then I will be ready to go. I'll just rest my eyes for a little bit. I even trimmed around here tonight, and it's still driving me crazy. Those are new windshield wipers, and they're still making that noise. I hate that. Anyway, are you guys excited for the Miami vlogs? The Miami vlogs! Last time it was kind of like the Miami vlogs in a hotel room, so I don't know what it will be this time. Because it was so windy. Oh, last time it was so rainy that we were just like, I did my vlog completely in the hotel room, didn't I? Because it was so horribly rainy the whole time I was there. The other thing is that like everywhere you go in Miami, there's music, so it's like, it's really hard for me to like film stuff when there's music in the background because, you know, it just doesn't work that way. I guess I could sit outside on the patio and film out there late at night, like before Alex goes to sleep, because I usually sit out there and watch like TV and like on my the phone for a little bit before I can fall asleep, because he can fall asleep so early. I just can't fall asleep. I totally suffer from insomnia. It's horrible. And the thing is that I never really catch up. Like, I never really go and get like, you know, 15, 12 hours of sleep. Like, he can get like 6 hours of sleep, 7 hours of sleep through the week, and then on like a Saturday or a Sunday, he can sleep in for like 12 hours. I can't, like the other night, he went to bed at whatever that night was that I was talking about it in my vlog. I went home, he was still asleep, and he got up the next morning at 9. He slept for like that was 14 hours. He was asleep at 7, and he slept till 9 the next morning. So 14 hours he slept. But I can't do that. Like, I can't sleep. I don't know. I just feel like there's so much that I want to do in the world that to sleep for 14 hours to me just seems like kind of a waste. I know that's stupid, but you guys are probably like, well, my mom used to always say you can sleep when you're dead. was just wondering if schools are going to be canceled tomorrow. It's like 32 outside, but it doesn't seem like slick. It's like sticking on the grass, but it's not sticking on the street. So I don't know. I mean, and it's, what time is it? 1:41 in the morning. So, you know, by now you would think that we have to leave the house in 2 hours and 20 minutes. I am out vlogging. You guys, I am truly a YouTuber. Anything for the vlog. That's me. I love it. Alex is like, well, just do a real short one, like a 10-minute one. I was like, no, I'm not doing a 10-minute vlog. I did that 4-minute one. I was not happy with myself. I still can't believe that I filmed so much of that vlog and then it just like, it was nowhere to be found because I had deleted it and it only like kept that last. If that happens tonight, I'm gonna be so pissed that I came out in the snow. Oh. I wanted to do a live stream tonight too. See, there's just not enough hours in the day for Peter Monn. God, could we just have like 12 more hours of the day? I'd probably sleep for those 12 hours, but I would get so much done. If you had more hours in the day, what would you do? It's an interesting question, isn't it? I think it is. If we had 36 hours in a day, not 24, like, do you think you would get more accomplished? It would change the world, you know? That sounded so profound, didn't it? Well, it would change the world, you know? But it would change the world because like stores and businesses would probably be open longer. You would have to have more employees for places because you couldn't have people work more than a certain, you know, amount of hours. Isn't it interesting that like most workplaces you work 8 hours and like at least in the United States you do. And so like where did we come up with that number? Does anybody know? Where we came up with 8 hours is the appropriate amount of hours to work in a day? I used to work 8 to 4:30, so I worked 8.5 hours. But then we had a lunch built into that. And they would always say to us, well, you get a half an hour lunch. I'm like, we work an extra half hour for that lunch. And we would have to clock out for it too. Which I always thought was such bullshit. I used to work with these coworkers and they'd be like so panicked that if we came back, I'm like, we end up honestly, like we're all salaried, okay? Which everybody always wants to be salaried, but it's a trap because when you're salaried, it just means you have to work extra hours if you have more work and you don't get paid for it. So I'm like, they'd be like, oh my God, we have to get back. We're gonna be 10 minutes late. We're gonna be 5 minutes late. And I'd be like, this is so funny on the heels of me just doing a vlog or a video on my Peterson's channel about not being late. But I'm talking about like when we were working 10 hours of extra time a week, every week, okay? I mean, every week when we worked in treatment, I'm like, they can handle us like not like finishing our sandwiches in one bite and, you know, so we can be 5 minutes late. It's gonna be okay. Take one less bathroom break. But I will say the place that I worked was really lenient with that kind of stuff. Like, I mean, it wasn't like you get 2 bathroom breaks. I mean, we could go to the bathroom whenever we wanted to, you know. So when I first started there, I smoked through the whole time that I worked there. When I first started there, you could smoke on the patio with the patients. And then they isolated us and we had to smoke like in this gazebo out front, or we had to smoke like this loading dock. And then they made the treatment facility a non-smoking facility, which I still disagree with to this day, because I can tell you right now, when I came into treatment as a drug addict and alcoholic, as a smoker, if you had tried to tell me that I couldn't smoke a cigarette, I would have left. I just know I would have left. But a lot of places are still real successful, but they don't keep them there for 30 or 40 days anymore either. And a lot of places do allow people to smoke. But anyway, this is on a hospital campus, so the whole hospital campus went non-smoking. So then we would like have to like get in our car and drive off campus to go smoke a cigarette. And we would too, like 2 or 3 times a day we would. They were real lenient with that stuff. Oh, my battery just died. I love you guys. Bye.